Can you give me a job?
Okay. South African people, this message is for you again.
These are manufactured grievances, and I don't accept them at all. The so-called lived experiences are not really what are challenging people on the ground. Where we have unemployment in South Africa.
They never said they will kill foreigners. They never said they will kill drug dealers. Get the right message across. They never incited violence. So your leaders are beating people up a strat. Search my video la TikTok. So what do you mean they're not?
This video is directed to Jacinta Kagelum-Tagati and Nzigwe. Do you know, since you have started this March and March, and how many jobs have been lost? Do you know how many families are hungry right now just because of this March and March? Today,
again to the channel, latest updates. Black South Africans are now pleading and begging white South Africans for job. But the white South Africans said, if you guys like, do your protest from January to December. From December to the next year, that they are not going to employ South Africans, black South Africans. According to these white South Africans, they said these black South Africans do not show up for work. They always expect you to pay them a lot of money, but they don't have the qualification. They always expect you to give them extra time, but they don't want to work. According to these white South Africans, they said the only people that have the, that work so hard, that are serious with their jobs, are Zimbabweans, Nigerians, Ghanaians, Malawis, Mozambicans, in fact, Botswanas, Kenyans that are residing in South Africa. They said they would do everything possible to bring back those people to come and start working with them in their company, because as it stands right now, their company is collapsing because these people that are key holders of these particular sections in their companies have gone back home. Let's take a look at the videos to see how South Africans are already begging that please employ us. Foreigners have left our country, please employ us. But they said no, they employ you. You know they work. You don't work. You are so lazy. You don't work. That is what they are saying, not me. That is the actual thing that is happening there. Watch this video, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and please share the video.
This video is directed to Jacinta Kagelum-Tagati and Nzigwe. Do you know, since you have started this March and March, and how many jobs have been lost? Do you know how many families are hungry right now just because of this March and March? Today, as we speak, some of the older people, they don't even have food because they didn't get their rentals from the people because the foreigners have all left. Do you know the sufferings which you have brought to other people? Okay, it's fine. You are all having everything to eat. What about the poor of the poorest who are relying on these foreigners to make a living? How are they going to live right now? That's the question.
Not the South Africans in Africa moving like how the FBA people are moving out here in America, because the things that I'm seeing coming out of South Africa as far as the race relations between black South Africans and black African people on the exact same continent, it's literally confusing me. And I would just like some type of explanation. I would like some type of logical processing as to why South Africans act the way they do towards other people from other parts of Africa. Like, is it a race thing? Do black Africans in South Africa think that they're a different type of black African in comparison to, let's say, somebody from Ghana? Not only bringing up Ghana in this scenario because, well, I'm seeing a similar thing with them. And them just being so prejudiced towards other black Africans from other parts of Africa. And like I said, I just can't fathom it. As somebody that constantly holds African Americans, that constantly hold black Americans and FBA people accountable for being so divisive, I could only see and call out the same things within Africans, more specifically, like I said, the South Africans and the Ghanaians, because it just doesn't make any sense. With all the problems that Africa is facing at the hands of colonialism to this day, you would think that at least on the continent of Africa, you guys would be more unified. You guys would actually want to come together. And I'm not gonna lie, the stuff that I'm hearing y'all say, the stuff I'm seeing y'all do is really starting to look like a copy and paste of of what the FBA people, of what FBA identifying black people here in America say and do towards us other black people that they don't perceive to be like them. And I'm gonna call y'all out on it because it's not cool. So South Africans, y'all gotta get y'all shit together because that mindset is so divisive, toxic, it's so self-pretentious, and just flat out selfish. So yeah, y'all let me know what's going on out there in Africa, bro.
No, it'll be a peaceful march. It'll be a peaceful protest. South Africa, what the fuck happened? Why am I watching videos of foreigners getting beaten brutally and actually getting set on fire? Why? Just why? I thought y'all said that this was going to be peaceful. You know, violence is never a solution. It'll never be a solution in South Africa. Targeting people because of their nationality, looting shops, or attacking individuals undermines the rule of law and actually hurts some of us South Africans. Some of us, because it doesn't hurt you, you did it, right? Some of us are actually hurt by what we saw. The grievances are real, but misdirected. You know, unemployment at 32% and service delivery gaps are actually a government and policy problem. Blaming a Zimbabwean spaza owner, a Mozambican builder will not create more jobs or fix a fucking clinic. Yima, Dipeg. We need accountability and alternatives. And what I mean by that is better enforcement of labor or immigration laws so it's fair, right? Cracking down on criminal networks of any nationality. Supporting local SMMEs without pitting them against migrants. How do I forget this? Public education that separates illegal activities from being foreign. South Africa's identity is tied to religion. You know, we cannot be isolationists and also expect Pan-Africans, trade, travel, and solidarity, you know? The tension is between economic anxiety on the ground and that bigger regional reality. I'm not going to tell you how to feel about xenophobia, but what I am going to say is, once property is looted, you know, or people are being attacked because of nationality, it's no longer a policy problem. It becomes criminal. And it makes it harder for the original concerns to be taken seriously. Am I lying? Whoa, disapeg. I have a question that a lot of people raise when talking about xenophobia. Why attack migrants from Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Malawi, but not the white or European migrants like the Dutch, Germans, British, etc. that moved to Cape Town or that are still moving to Cape Town? Now, let's get into how they talked about or how they've been treated. Now, why is my phone glitching? Immigrants from other African countries are often labeled foreign nationals, amakwerekwere, or illegal. And these people usually work in informal trade, you know, construction, domestic work, or spaza shops. They normally live in like townships or inner city areas where competition for space or services is visible. And that's where most tension and protests fled. You know, I want to wrap this shit up real quick because, you know, I don't even think people will be interested in this shit. So let me quickly wrap this up. What about the South Africans abroad? You know, I'm talking about South Africans that live or work in Botswana, Namibia, the UK, Australia, etc. What about them? So here, the issue cuts both ways when it comes to how immigrants are treated, you know, globally. Okay, this is where I'm gonna wrap everything up. Yeah, wrap it up. But guys, I am proud of the people that didn't go protest. I'm very proud of them. This shit was funny at first, but now it's not funny anymore. The people that went to protest there, most of them don't even understand why people were protesting, you know, and why this whole thing was happening, you know. Niggas, I better see y'all with jobs. I'm giving you a week. By next week, I better see you with jobs. The people that were there to I better see you with jobs, please. Thank you.
Do you know the irony of all of this? Like, do you know the irony of all of this? White South Africans are not chasing blacks, are not fighting with anybody. They are doing underground work. And they are the one they are giving appointments.
God have mercy upon us.
Right, they know they fight too. They know come out. They say go back to your country. Now blacks, they chase blacks. And now white, and they give appointment. We are going back to 1900. Telling you. You know I like food, so I have to eat so that I can have gas to reply so many of you that you come under my comment section and write me. Bye-bye.
While South Africans are fighting immigrants, somebody is stealing their whole country, and it's not the immigrants. When you look at the actual numbers of people who attended those marches, they were small. The internet has a way of making outrage seem bigger than it actually is. But more importantly, both migrants and people against them are fighting for scraps, and you have to ask, who's actually eating the bread then? Because whilst we're chasing pregnant Zimbabwean women away from clinics for using 200 rands worth of medical supplies, a politician used 150 million rand of COVID funds to buy Smeg appliances and renovate his house. Another used $250 million in public security funds to build a swimming pool. Liam Jacobs has literally made a career out of documenting and calling this type of behavior out. By the way, I saw a comment that said he's literally the Janasi of parliament because of how many times he's switched parties. The corruption isn't hidden, you just have to look at the right people. And the scary thing is, it never stops there. It started with Nigerians, and then Zimbabweans. Now people from Limpopo are getting targeted because they don't look South African enough. You're building a hierarchy of who belongs, and once you start doing that, you don't get to control where it ends. That's how you got Rwanda, and that's how you got apartheid. No rational human being commits these things without being convinced that their target isn't fully human. Because this is exactly what's happening in America right now, for largely the same reasons. In the US, you have a working class that's been devastated since manufacturing moved to China, and wages have stagnated for decades. Then the same people who did that to them now point their rage at Mexicans whilst walking away clean. MAGA isn't a working class revolution, it is working class rage that has been redirected. And someone in South Africa is doing the exact same thing. They're making sure that the anger of people in the townships, legitimate, real, valid anger after 30 years of so-called liberation where their land hasn't been distributed and their minds still aren't theirs, they're making sure that that anger is being aimed at Somalians instead of Santon. And what makes this worse is who's being targeted. The ANC's entire armed struggle was conducted in exile, in Zimbabwe, in Mozambique. Those frontline states fed, housed, and protected South African liberation fighters, and they were bombed for it. They had acts of war committed against them for standing with South Africa, and now we're turning away and deporting Ghanaians because we think they're going to steal our jobs. These are diplomatic wounds that make one thing clear: South Africa is not for Africans. That's why it was so easy to support Mexico in the World Cup. By the way, I'm gonna leave this here for the rest of the video. And listen, June 30th will come and go. You will still have potholes, and medical funds will still be used for politician holidays. Getting rid of immigrants deals with the symptoms, not the disease. Pouring water on one burning branch doesn't stop the whole tree from burning. Political action doesn't feel as sexy and revolutionary as a march or a protest. It doesn't feel like enough of a silver bullet. But you've had the same ruling party ever since independence, and somehow anger never seems to land there. Hate is a very powerful unifying force. Somebody knows that, and somebody is using it.
So guys, you've seen from the videos, for how long will this continue to happen? Because when you check all the videos that have been going online, the specific things South Africans are talking about is, oh, they are taking our women, they are taking our jobs, they are taking... Now the jobs are available for you to go and take. There is no way, we didn't see you. Some of the stores, all the trolley pushers, people that works in the supermarket, nobody is there anymore because the people that are handling those sections are foreigners. Zimbabweans, Nigerians, Ghanaians, Malawis, they have all gone back home because they want to feel safe. Now all those places are empty. Now you guys are saying they should employ you. Meanwhile, those people that are employing Africans, Nigerians, Malawis, Zimbabweans, they know that if they should employ a South Africa, it is not going to work. Like, their business is not going to move, it collapse, because these people, they have, I don't know if they don't have the zeal to work, I don't know, but they feel so entitled to people's jobs. Because when you look at the videos, they'll say, hey, increase our money, you are paying foreigners peanuts, which is the kind of money, this is the amount we want. Have you asked the companies how do they make their money? How much do they get in return? That they will pay you more than their income. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, because this is the recent things that are happening in South Africa. Please don't forget to like the video, share the video, and please subscribe to the channel.